Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 5. We will presentation about our discussion. Our material is monitoring of plant pathogenic inoculum in water and air. First, I want to introduce our member. First, Anas Wirjawan with study number 088, Nugroho with study number 093, Krishna Prasatria with study number 094, Ihsan Lajuardi with study number 100, Dila Islami with study number 102. First, monitoring of plant pathogenic inoculum in the water.
Plant pathogenic in water. In some cases, an extracted known to have been responsible for an epidemic was put in the water used to irrigate test plant and the isolate from newly infected plants. The advance, including circumstantial advance that irrigation water can be very significant avenue of introducing pathogens or moving pathogen within a crop is overwhelming. Various pathogens in water are fungi in irrigation water, virus in irrigation water, and nematodes. Monitoring of plant pathogenic inoculum in water. The detection result of the method to be used must be known in order to decide how many samples be collected. Then it must be decided what samples are to be taken, where the samples should be collected, and when samples are to be taken. The detection result of any sampling method employed must be verified. No matter how minor may influence the number of propagules detected. Numerous techniques have been employed in pathogen detection and qualification, and new ones are being developed. Fungi, bacteria, and nematodes can be treated on filter or CFS, resistant and observed directly. For pathogens that can be cultured, the filter can be planted directly on media or residues from the filler and planted directly or diluted then planted on general or semi-selective media. Monitoring of plant pathogenic inoculum in water. Water samples also can be configured to concentrate organisms and the pellet suspended and flat. If the target organism is suspected to be present in extremely low numbers, the sample can be amended with an opportunity nutrient and incubated to enhance its number and the process. Another frequently used method for detection is baiting with plant parts or whole thread plant in planting the colonized tissue into media. A significant problem with both bite and trap lines is the sometimes rapid and extensive colonization by non-target organisms.
Monitoring of plant pathogenic inoculum in air. Dispersal in air is one of many mechanisms by which plant pathogens can spread to reach new susceptible plants either within the same field or even a completely different continent. In some cases, it is possible for pathogens to travel to new continents, surviving extremes of cold temperature, UV light, and desiccation to remain viable and able to cause disease. These include bacteria, fungi, and viruses that can be vector in pollen. There are 7 methods to detect and monitor pathogen in air sampler, impactors, cyclones and wet cyclones, electrostatic impactors and impingers, virtual impactors, filters, and non-capture or optical monitoring.
Monitoring of plant pathogenic inoculum in air. 1. Air sampler. Airborne particles can be sampled in a number of different ways. These have different advantages and disadvantages in aspect of air sample flow rate, collection efficiency, which usually varies with particle size, power consumption, length of sample period, length of period they can be left unattended, and is by processing the samples. This method can be useful for comparative purpose and as a relatively cheap method, but does not allow a calculation of the concentration of spores in air. Number 2 is impactor. Impactor can have a relatively high collection efficiency above a certain cutoff particle size and can also sample at relatively high volume rates. However, the microtiter immunospore trap or MTIST also work by infection of a directed through a series of trumpet-like passage opening into each well of a microtiter plate. The airborne particles become impact into the wells. Collection efficiency enhanced by adding on adhesive coating such as albumin. Number 3 is cyclone and white cyclone. Similarly to the MTIST, the miniature cyclone as multi-file cyclone was developed to simply handing off the sample by sampling directly into the Eppendorf tube for easy application of immunological or DNA-based diagnostic method rather than microscopy. Multi-file cyclones are used in the Brasia alert network of spore traps that provide a direct inoculum-based warming of airborne spores. The network collects samples in different locations, which are tested using a lateral flow immunological assay for different pathogens only when the weather conditions are suitable for infection. Number 4 is electronic impactor and impenger. Impenger bubble air through a liquid, which is good at collection very small particles that would not be impacted with high efficiency because of them change direction with the airflow. This type of sampler can only be operated for short periods unless the collection liquid is tapped up to replace liquid lost by evaporation.
Five, virtual impactor. Above Petri dishes containing the tag leaf of cereal plants. These were incubated to produce pustule on leaf that could then be subsampled. An innovative aspect in the study was that the sampler was mounted on the roof of a car and driven at speed that caused sufficient airflow into the device by use of a venturi. C-section, sampler location, field, rooftop, and airborne platforms. 6. Filters. Filters usually have a low flow rate because of resistance caused by the filters. The filter is designed to have a very large surface area in some cases. This means that the collected sample is dispersed over a large filter, which can be avoided by use of virtual impactor to concentrate airborne particles into a chamber that is then sampled either a positive deposition or a more active process such as filtering or impinging the minor flow of the virtual impactor. 7. Non-capture or optical monitoring. This class of samples or sensor operate not necessarily by capturing a sample, but by using various optical sensors to analyze particles either suspended in the air, passed in airstream past a sensor, or internal from air into a liquid that is then passed by a sensor. Various analytical algorithms or more complex neural networks are used in training studies to enable classification of unknown particles in an air sample, but often cannot identify spores to a species level, only to a type. In the case of light detection and ranging, or LIDAR, a powerful laser is used in open air, and resulting reflectance from particles and gases may be to infer presence of certain particles.
That's all. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.